A kid, Chase Coy, came to us who was doing extremely well on MySpace, had over 1 million listens. He had sold over 100,000 downloads on iTunes, but the problem was he couldn't identify a single one of those fans. And I asked him, how do you message people? Well, I send an alert on MySpace. And how do you know who reacts to it? I don't really, but I sold 100 downloads on iTunes. And what he did was switch to selling direct-to-fan with us, which was pushing a direct sale and then doing promotions with us. And both of those things are tracked and measurable in Nimbit, so they could look and see that roughly 60% of the people who took a free track bought something. And by doing that, he started to pull in his fan base and own them. He didn't actually own them until he was getting an email address and they were concrete fans. He also had no website, so we quickly created a website for him with a store of his own. The funny thing was that a physical t-shirt and CD unlocked the gate of sales for him, and all of a sudden the sales shifted from iTunes into something special that you could get from the artist. And what Nimbit does is sort of create that direct sale and make it possible for you to correct a direct, to grasp a direct relationship with that fan. That's the key to me, is that a great promotion can be wasted if you don't capture the fan. And that, what it did for Chase in the end was give him an insane ammunition for negotiating one hell of a contract when he got signed, and the kid's 18 years old. When I met him, he had played 20 gigs in his life and had built up those 100,000 sales from his house in Indiana by doing YouTube videos and essentially working in social networks. So the only issue was he hadn't taken it to complete identification of those fans. And I think that's what's key, is to grasp the fan and actually turn them into a long-term relationship. And that relationship, to me, a true fan is a fan that spends money, but you have to be careful. It's not just they could take all free downloads as long as they show up to your shows and support you there. You're making money from them. And the key is to identify that. And that's where we concentrate at Nimbit, is making sure you know what that fan did. For instance, download cards are integrated into the platform. So if you give download cards out at your show, if a fan actually cared enough to go home and download your song for free, you know, one, that they were at your gig, so they paid money to get in, and two, they cared enough to download your song. Now you treat them special. You look them up on a list and you send them a special note.